Noah here from American Trucks. This is the SecurityCat catalytic converter anti-theft device and skid plate for the 19 and newer Ram 1500. Now, catalytic converter theft has really been ramping up lately, and it seems like every day I'm hearing more and more from people that have had their cats stolen right off their car overnight. Now, one great way to not only protect your vehicle, but to protect your whole undercarriage in general is a skid plate like this one from SecurityCat. So if you're looking for some protection on the underside of your truck, this guy is going to be a great fit for you. Now, like I said, if you're looking for some undercarriage protection, this is sort of the end-all be-all choice that's going to keep your truck protected. The catalytic converters contain tons of valuable minerals, and people just steal them off vehicles all the time to sell the scrap and cash out on the stuff inside of them. Now, the higher the vehicle is off the ground, the easier it is for people to get underneath and cut stuff off. So naturally, a truck would be easier to rob, and a lifted truck would be even easier at that. So Ram owners, and especially lifted Ram owners, this skid plate from SecurityCat is kind of a must in my opinion. Now, hand in hand with cat protection is skid protection. So if you do any kind of off-roading, or you just like driving over medians or something, I don't know, a skid plate is going to keep the bottom parts of your motor protected as well. Let's face it, oil pans and transmission pans are not that thick, and it's easy to goof them up. Now, a SecurityCat skid plate is a great way to ensure that your rig is safe from any terrain you might find yourself driving over. As far as construction goes, to take a beating, of course, this thing is going to be made from 3/16 thick steel. Now, everything is coated black, so it's protected from all the elements, and that means it's not going to rust. It's going to stay strong and keep on protecting. Now, this guy is designed to be one piece. It's going to be rigid, and all that together means it's going to ward off any damage from weather or a grinder or a rock or anything like that. So this guy is designed to bolt right up like an OEM skid plate and just sit up there nice and tight. Coming in around $470, this is going to be one of the most affordable skid plate options available for your Ram. And I think that price is actually pretty impressive, especially since all the mounting hardware comes fresh and new in the box, and you don't have to reuse any crusty old bolts. Now, plus, catalytic converters from the factory new cost a fortune to replace, so it's always a great idea to protect them at all costs. You're looking at an install difficulty of only 1 out of 3 wrenches in an hour for the install time. Now, like I said before, this guy's gonna bolt up just like a factory skid plate would, so it really won't be any trouble at all for you. Now, speaking of install, let's take a closer look at the step-by-step install process over in our shop.
Tools required for this install include a ratchet, 19 and 8mm sockets, and the included security Torx bit. What's up, guys? Today we're installing a catalytic converter cover on our Ram, so let's get started.
So now underneath the truck, we're going to be mounting our skid plate to this stud and this stud using a lock washer and a nut. So we're going to raise this up onto our studs. And then we have these holes that we can mount our hardware using. And then we can take a 19mm socket to tighten down our nuts. Now on the back side, we have this cutout right here that we're going to be installing our nut plate into. So we'll slide that in and twist it. And then we have our rubber washer that's going to go in between to prevent vibrations. And our bolt with a lock washer and flat washer. Now once we have that threaded in, we can take the security Torx bit included in the kit, which will fit nicely in an 8mm socket, and we can tighten that down. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side.
So that'll wrap up this review and install of the SecurityCat catalytic converter anti-theft device and skid plate for your 2019 and newer Ram 1500. Thank you for watching, and for all things Ram, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.